AskReddit by turnip powder sauce. If you woke up tomorrow a billionaire, what would you do with the money? Go to a 5-star hotel, take a shower and wash away the poverty one last time. Asked my 8-year-old son a similar question once. He replied, from the third row of a minivan, I'd hire someone to wash me. Check which currency it's in. May I interest you in some Disney dollars? I'd honestly just lay in bed and catch up on some well-needed sleep first LMAO as long as no one knew. My first thought too. Sleep in, order some food and browse Zillow, sorting from high to low. Start a podcast on how you two could become an overnight billionaire. Hahaha, this is so accurate. Don't forget your book of condescending lessons about how being a billionaire is a choice. Disappear. I would fake my death 100%. Swim in it like Scrooge McDuck. It's not a liquid, it's a great many pieces of solid matter that form a hard floor-like surface. Finally, be able to take a deep breath out from under all my worry and stress. I'd probably sleep for 2 days straight. I'd have such a hard time spending it, though. You would have to try really hard to spend $1 billion. It's so much money that you can hardly wrap your brain around it. Losing it to lawsuits and grifters is more likely. Retire my parents, pay their loans, buy them each their dream car and then retire myself to a big cabin in the Alps. With some smart investing on the side. $1 billion wouldn't even need smart investing. It's an unfathomably large amount of money. It'd be a legitimate challenge to spend even a quarter of it. Even if it's in an absolutely terrible bank account earning only 1% interest, you'd still be accruing $10 million every year. Go to local hole-in-the-wall diner and tip $1,000 on some pancakes. Do you work at a hole-in-the-wall diner that serves pancakes? Bet it all on red. Put it all on 41. I've got a feeling about that number. So, the wheel only goes to 36. Okay, put it all on 36. I've got a feeling about that number. Buy a bunch of apartments and rent them at affordable rates to try to drive the local cost of living down. Very good point. You would have to buy several to make an impact in an area. Pay off all debt and enjoy a minute or two of just being debt-free after all the years. I think I'd still have a struggle mentality for a while, so I'd first pay off my debt but then keep my credit cards open to keep using for the points miles I'd earn. Even though I wouldn't need the points mics anymore. By politicians. What are you going to do with the other 999,960,000? Open a science museum focused on play and hands-on experiences. The Strong Museum of Play, https://www.museumofplay.org// exists, and I've been there. Not saying you shouldn't open another, because I love this idea and that place was a blast. Buy new tarps for my roof. Put in the bank and get ludicrous amounts of interest, so my bank balance increases at a rate greater than I can spend. I inherited a good load of money last year that I didn't know I was getting. Know what I did with most of it? Invested it long term for that sweet passive income. Nobody even knows I have it. Buy my mortgage, probably quit my job, buy a Veilside RX-7, travel more. Probably quit your job? Like it's a thought? Maybe I'll work my same job with 9-figure number in the bank? Pay off my bills. Put away a nice nest egg. Then drop off a pallets of cash at kids' hospitals. Honestly, why not? You could live on a fraction of that money and still live an incredibly privileged life. Why not use most of it to spread some good in the world? Let my parents have a better life. They are quite good now but deserve better. I would try to create some affordable housing in my city. I'd take it one step further than that and tank the real estate market in my area. Call my parents. Tell them to hang up the jersey. They slaved away for decades. Now it's time for them to kick up their feet and finally enjoy life. Two sheiks at the same time, man. As Rodney Dangerfield once said, that way, if I get tired, they can talk to each other. Probably give a good portion away, and keep like 250 million. Cause after a certain point, does it really matter if I have 250 million or 2 billion? I'd set my immediate family and best friends up for life, and then I'd spend just about all the rest on buying and preserving wild lands and paying people to protect it. I like what one of my co-workers suggested. I take the 20 people I have nothing against at work in my department of 25 and I tell each of them they get $5 million each. That way they each have at least $3 million in their bank account after all taxes and whatnot. But here are the stipulations. 1. We all quit the same day, one at a time, on the spot, no 2-week notice. 2. When they inevitably ask each person why they are quitting, all they are allowed to do is this: https://images/hi/sarah-marshall-don't-no-shrug-hhv1tg19360v08.gif. This is me being petty. I was passed over for a promotion purely political reasons, and when I calmly asked about it in a review I got that stupid fucking shrug as a response. 3. They are never allowed to go back to work for our company. 4. For 5 years after leaving, whenever they see one of those 5 people in public they must do that shrug. This is a hilarious level of petty yet also generous, and I love it. I would buy a house, pay up my bills, set up a trust for my son, pay for my partner to go to college, get a reliable vehicle, and then there's this guy in my town that runs a small thrift store food bank that has helped us. I'd give him 30 million so he could go ahead with his dreams of setting up houses for struggling people here. I'd go back to school myself, and then I'd probably see who the hell I could find to get stick the hell out of office. I'd invest in the rehab and psych units in the state and the celebrate recovery programs. I've never been addicted, but I've worked in those environments and I would love to be able to help them more so. Then I have no idea what else I'd do, lol.